Running a Fever, episode 92.
Thank you, Human Amy. I'm going to talk about a new thing called NutriSystem DNA this time. How you doing? Really busy this morning on Lake Fayetteville. We came out for a quick walk, a couple miles, just to get some fresh air, and we wanted to get out and just walk today a little bit. And it's been raining all week, and the rain is really supposed to be coming in pretty soon. Don't mind rain, but it's been like serious storms this week a little bit. But it feels good. It's probably 70s and a nice breeze blowing. A lot of people out taking advantage of that this morning. So there's this new thing called DNA testing has come a long way, and the mapping of the human genome. You've heard about this and how you can, send in a DNA sample and find out all kind of things about yourself and a diet. And companies have picked up on this, obviously, and NutriSystem is one of them. NutriSystem, very popular for a long time, and I think the main reason is, you don't have to think about carbs, fat, calories, numbers. I mean, the meal shows up at your door and you eat it and you don't need anything else, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing. So it kind of makes it easy if you can stick to that program. I should also mention that I love my life and I want to make it last as long as possible. That's why I'm doing this. How you doing? So this is a podcast about, fitness, diet, and medicine to help us all get there together. NutriSystem continues to be very popular, and there's some other vendors and types of sort of subscription meals that you can get now. Some of them are just for convenience, like fresh something or other. They send you all the ingredients for the meal, and you cook them yourself. Yeah. There's all kinds of them anyway. There's a keto one. Everything you can imagine is all available. And so the idea is, and I looked a little bit about the NutriSystem website is not very clear on this. They just really have boom, sign up, let's get your credit card and move on. But I did find an article on it, and I will post a link in the show notes and at runningfever.com so you can check it out yourself. It's basically a press release, so it's kind of what they're touting as their plan. And they have studied, of course, they have a group of scientists that have developed what they call a proprietary algorithm. But, I've talked about how, and we know that everybody's different. So, my metabolism, I can't control completely. Some of it is genetic, and it's nothing I can change. I may have a slow metabolism or a fast one, and that affects how I eat. So if everybody's on the same NutriSystem plan, well, some people are going to do well with that, and some people aren't, because we're all different. So the idea is that you find out that information. Some nutrients you absorb better than others. That's the idea. So I guess they send you a testing kit, you get your DNA tested, and then they evaluate it. They run it through this proprietary algorithm, and they provide you a diet based on your individual genetics. Now, I haven't talked about to anybody who has used this, so if you have some testimony on that, definitely comment on the episode, send me an email, mail@runningfever.com, and I'd love to hear what you think about it. I just want to put that out there because I had just recently heard about it, and no doubt it will be very popular. So I definitely know that, you know, we need to develop our own health plan because everybody's different. And something that DNA, I don't think, can take into account is our different preferences for food, exercise, whatever. And that's been the most difficult part for me, is trying to determine that. I gotta have foods that I like, because if I don't, I'm just not gonna follow the plan. I can't just eat something I don't like on a long-term basis, and that's what we're going for. Extremely long-term.
It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Exactly. You want something that's going to take you through to your 120th year. In a few weeks, you're going to hear episode 100, so that's coming up. Try and do a review, and I really like to include some viewer and listener feedback in there. And by the time you hear this, it's going to be already finished and ready to publish, pretty much. But I still would like your feedback, as always. So contact me at Running a Fever, mail@runningafever.com. Go to our YouTube channel, runningafever.com/YouTube. And you can enter comments there, and you can subscribe, and you can see all the pretty pictures that I take, and just stare at them while you listen to the podcast, and occasionally an actual video. If I get feedback from you, I will include it in the show. Speaking of which, I've been having a conversation with a listener, Charles, in Alexandria, Virginia, and he's kind of inspired by the show, but you know, I'm inspired by him because he has quite an exercise plan going. I'd really like to hear about yours, but he is a member of the local YMCA, and he goes there and he does, you know, walking, basically treadmill, gets on the treadmill and gets some exercise that way. He does some weightlifting, and you know, his wife Susan is there with him and does some different kind of classes that they have for fitness. He walks twice a week. He has that balanced lifestyle. He does yoga once a week and has friends that are in there they call yogis. And it's a social event as much as you know, a fitness class, a yoga class. And so he has those connections. He goes walking twice a week with some friends of his from church. So he's got that spiritual connection. A lot of the things that I've been talking about, having a balanced life and the things that you need other than just these numbers, this guy's doing in his life. Sounds like a really active guy, right? How old do you think he is? How old do you think he is?
40.
40 would be great if you're still that active at 40, but this guy, this month, is turning 80. So, how y'all doing?
Good, how are y'all?
Good. Turning 80 this month, so if you think you're too old to start extending your life, loving your life, getting active, you're probably wrong. I think you're wrong no matter what age you are. So it's great to hear from Charles and to continue hearing his story that really inspires me, because I definitely want to get to 80 and be that active when I get to 80, not just existing. So good to hear from him. I'd love to hear what you're doing, no matter what your age, and activities you're doing, the things that are going on in your life that help you to love your life. And that's all for today. So keep on keeping the fever all the time for fitness, medicine, and diet. and we'll talk to you next time.
This is the Padua Podcast Network. PaduaMedia.com.